This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. So, a Spice Girls song on this channel. Well, not quite. That solo was from a song by Bryan Adams called When You're Gone. Big hit for him in the late 90s, and the Spice Girls connection is that he did that song as a duet with, Melanie C. Sporty Spice. Anyway, I often get confused because I'm not the world's biggest Spice Girls aficionado, but Sporty Spice, she sang that as a duet with Bryan, and it was a bit of an eye-opener for me. It's like, okay, so maybe she can sing, actually, because she did a pretty good job on that song. If you're not familiar with it, then go and check it out on Spotify or whatever. It was a bit of a return to form for Bryan, that album, On a Day Like Today. I had Reckless, that album that he did in, when was it, the early to mid-80s, Summer of 69, Run to You, all those great songs on there, and then it just all got a little bit bland for me, but that album was a bit of a return to form, I thought, which is why I thought I'd feature a solo from it, and that was the big hit single from the album. So, you've heard what the solo sounds like. Now let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Okay, beginning as always with the chord sequence. It's a clever little chord sequence, this, quite simple, but very, very well put together. What I mean is basically it starts on a D minor, so you immediately think, this solo's going to be in D minor. Well, not quite. After the D minor we go to the G chord, okay? And after, when you've got D minor and G together, there's only one key where both of those chords can kind of coincide, and that's the key of C. And what's going on here is we've got the 2 chord in the key of C, D minor, the 5 chord in the key of C, the G, and that's a standard little move going from the 2 chord to the 5 chord that always kind of wants to resolve onto the 1 chord, which is C. So you'll kind of hear that if I just run through that. See how resolved it sounds on that C chord? That's a little trick used by songwriters for, I guess, centuries. 2, 5, land on the 1 chord, it sounds resolved. And we go 3 times through that little sequence: a bar of D minor, a bar of G, and a bar of C. So we're in the key of C here, until we get to the 4th line of chords, bars 13 to 16. That's it. Bars 13, 14, 15 and 16, we go D minor again, and then B flat. Now the B flat chord isn't in the key of C. It is, however, in the key of F, which is a closely related key to the key of C, and then we go back to the key of C for the G chord. Okay, so a little bit of sneaky modulation there going on. It's actually a borrowed chord, modal interchange. You can call it many different things. But essentially, even after that little detour into the key of F for the B flat chord and then down to the G, it still wants to resolve onto the C chord, which it doesn't do. It comes back in on the chorus with D minor again. So it's setting up all kinds of expectations that it doesn't quite always fulfill, and throwing that little kind of detour into the key of F for the B flat chord, it's sort of a little, almost like a little plot twist if you're telling a story. So, as I say, simple but effective. So what does Keith Scott play over all of this then? Well, apart from one note, C major pentatonic. We start with this little position 1 lick here. There we go, in position 1 of C major pentatonic. And then like that. So you can see all of that is just coming straight out of that, as I say, that pattern 1 box. And then after that's all, we go into this. Basically sort of slightly kind of Hendrixy double stop kind of things going on there, all this kind of like that. And then we we continue the double stop theme by coming up to the top end of position 2 of the C major pentatonic. Best way to think of this is to think of this little minor chord shape. Down there it would be D minor, up here it's an A minor, and he kind of slides into that chord. Doing a bunch of stuff around that kind of little hammer on there. So we're sliding up on that E note there, and then hitting this double stop here. And as I say, that together kind of gives you that little, what would down here be a D minor chord shape. And then back down into the position 1 area again. And then back up again. And then we're approaching the point where we're going to be hitting that B flat chord, and this is where he steps out of the C major pentatonic to deal with that chord. Plenty of notes in C major pentatonic that he could have played over that B flat chord. If you notice there's a B flat chord, it has the D note in it, which is in the C major pentatonic, but he doesn't. Let's have a look and see what he does do. So we've got this little run up here. How does it go? Like that, and you can see he just he knows there's a B flat note there, so he just grabs hold of it when the B flat chord arrives. It's not a particularly, what I would say, chord note based solo, this, but he's obviously aware that that there's a chord coming along where he can grab hold of this B flat note, the B flat chord, and he does it. So and then just that little C major pentatonic thing again there to finish it. And then, Brian and Mel come back in with the chorus there. So, a nicely constructed chord sequence, a very effective use of a simple pentatonic scale. And what makes it, I think, really kind of work is as much as anything else, is the timing. There's lots of notes that are being accented on the offbeat. So, like if we just look at the first couple of licks. Those two notes there, so that's kind of for and. Okay, so this note here is playing on beat 4. Then this big accented bend here is on the and of beat 4. So 4 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, so kind of staccato accented notes on the offbeat, and you find that running throughout all of the solo. It's a good habit to be able to just kind of do that. Good habit to get into, to be able to just kind of hit things on the offbeat, and that's something that you can practice with a metronome, but maybe I'll do a video on that at some point. But that is what is going on in the Keith Scott solo from the Bryan Adams and Mel C song When You're Gone. Now you know what's going on. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo, that explanation you've just seen there, and a backing track for you to play along with yourself. All of that is, as usual, video up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked, you know where, down in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and entertaining in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and guitars. What a great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it, but for now I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.